Hey guys, I had mentioned that I wouldn't be here today because I have some meetings to be at. We are going to go through a lesson. We're going to start off. We're going to need a piece of paper out. The same piece of paper you're going to be able to use for both. Our review we're going to do here in a second and for your notes. Okay, so if the sub would please pause the video and give the students 1 minute to get a piece of paper. All right, here are the review problems we're going to be doing. Okay, just a quick reminder. When we multiply, okay, we're going to be adding the exponents. When we divide, we subtract exponents for our rule. Okay, 3 and 4 are power property. In power property, we multiply the exponents. And then 5 and 6 are those subtraction problems. Subtracting polynomials, these were the most missed ones in our power assignment, so I want to make sure those were done. If the sub, please pause the video and give the students 8 minutes to complete these problems. All right, here we go. For number 1, 4 times 2 is 8. The ends are multiplied together. Okay, so I need to add those exponents. 4 plus 3 is 7. My m has a negative exponent. Okay, so I must move it. I can't leave it where it's at. So since it's on the top, that means I need m to the 4th on the bottom. And that would be my answer. Okay, number 2. Division. The fraction is 4 over 1. So 4 divided by 1 is 4. The y's are being divided. Since they're being divided, I have to subtract the exponents. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the y's are gone. I don't have y's in my problem anymore. The x's are being divided. So I need to do the correct subtraction problem. It's negative 3 minus 1. And negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. Now I can't leave it like this, because it has a negative exponent. Okay, so I need to make sure that I make it x to the 4th on the bottom. And that would be my final answer there. For number 3, this is power property. Okay, reminder, in the power property, we are multiplying exponents. So for the x, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. There we go. For the y, 4 times 3 is negative 12. I cannot leave it like that. They both have negative exponents, so they both move to the bottom as x to the 12th, y to the 12th. And since nothing's left on the top, I have to put a 1 there to hold that spot. Okay? For number 4, reminder, you are multiplying the exponents. So this 3 has an exponent we never write. It's 3 to the 1st power. 1 times 4 is 4, so that'd be 3 to the 4th power. For the x, negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. For the y, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Now, 3 to the 4th power, remember, is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. It'd be 81. And my x and y both have negative exponents, so they go to the bottom. So it'd be 81 over x to the 16th, y to the 8th. Okay? Now, the last two, okay, the first thing we have to do is we need to distribute that negative 1. Have to distribute that negative 1. So it'd be negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Negative 1 times 5r to the 3rd is negative 5r to the 3rd. And negative 1 times negative 5r to the 4th is positive 5r to the 4th. I have to do that first, then I can try to add up my like terms. So my r to the 4th, 4 plus 5 is 9, r to the 4th. Those are done. My r to the 3rds, okay, 5r to the 3rd plus negative 5r to the 3rd is 0. Those are gone. And then finally I have negative 2 minus 2. That would be negative 4. Okay? And I'm done. Number 6. Again, this one's fine. It has a positive 1 in front of it. This one is not. I have to distribute, okay, through. So that's going to be negative 8r squared plus 8r to the 3rd plus 6r. And now it's gone now that I distributed. And then I can go ahead and combine my like terms. So 4r to the third and 8r to the third, that's 12r to the third. Okay, those are done. Negative 4r squared and negative 8r squared is negative 12r squared. And then I have 4r plus 6r, that would be 10r. Okay, now we'll continue reviewing these. Okay, it's not going to go away because we got to get ready for our exam that we're going to be taking next week. Okay, all right. Today, my grasshoppers, we are going to begin multiplying polynomials. Now, yesterday we did monomials by polynomials, which ended up being basically the distributive property. Okay, this is just a different form of the distributive property. Just like yesterday, I'm gonna show you how we can do this using a box. Okay, so what I need to recognize first and foremost is what types of polynomials that I have here. Okay, so this is a polynomial with two terms. We call that a binomial. Okay, this is a polynomial with two terms. That is a binomial. So we have a binomial multiplied to another binomial. Okay, now that we're getting into more and more multiplication, it's even more important that we look in between our parentheses to make sure that it's not addition or subtraction. Okay, this is multiplication. All right, now, once I know it's multiplication, I need to make the appropriate sides box. 2 things times 2 things, I need a 2 by 2 box. Okay, so I make my box, make a square, okay, extend the plus sign in the middle. So I have a spot for one of my binomials and a spot for my other binomial. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our information there. Let's all put the 2x minus 4 on the side and the 3x plus 5 on the top. And then we have to do all of our multiplications. Now remember, when you're multiplying same bases, x's, we have to remember to add their exponents. And sometimes it's helpful to put the 1s on them so that we see that. So 2x times 3x is 6x to the second power. Now I have 2x times 5. That is 10x. Now I'm moving on to my negative 4. Negative 4 times 3x. It's negative 12x. And negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Once I get those all in there and multiplied, now I need to switch to addition. Now I got to remember my rules. Now that I'm adding like terms, don't mess with the exponents anymore. Okay, so I'm going to start with my biggest one here. 6x squared. Okay, my x's are like terms. I'm going to add those together. So negative 12x plus 10x is negative 2x. And my negative 20, drop it like it's hot. And there's my answer. Okay, and this is the most common one that we're going to deal with. We'll deal with others, but this is by far the most common. Okay, becomes a quadratic trinomial. We'll do a lot of stuff with this next unit. Okay, let's look at our next example. Go ahead and write down letter B. As in boy, we have x plus 6 multiplied, there's nothing there, multiplied to 5x plus 4. Again, we have a binomial multiplied to a binomial. 2 things multiplied to 2 things. So I need a 2 by 2 box. Okay, draw my 2 by 2 box. Now, we spoke about this yesterday a little bit, okay? I need to make sure I put my binomials, okay, together on a side or on the top. It really does not matter whether I put this x plus 6 on the side or whether I put this x plus 6, that binomial, on the top. That's irrelevant. But I have to make sure it's together. I'm going to put it on the side, so let's put it on the side so we all look the same. Got x plus 6 on the side, 5x plus 4 on the top. And now I got to do my multiplications. Okay? Start with the x. X times 5x is 5x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 6 times 5x is 30x. And don't forget those x's on there. Okay? And the last one, 6 times 4 is 24. Then I just need to combine my like terms and write my polynomial. So got 5x squared. My x's are like terms. I gotta add those up. 30x plus 4x is 34x. And notice I did not mess with the exponent because now I'm adding. I'm not multiplying anymore. And then the 24, drop it like it's hot. Okay. Now let's look at one more. Okay, this particular one is a little different. Okay, so we got to think a little bit. We have a binomial multiplied to, think about it, there's 3 terms, a binomial multiplied to a trinomial. Okay, so I can't use a 2 by 2 box. This has 3 terms in it. I need a side with 2 and I need a side with 3 when I'm making my box. So just make a bigger box. I need the appropriate size box to do my multiplication. So I'm going to make a 2 by 2 box. So I'm just going to make one side a little longer than the other. Okay, split that in half for my binomial. Split this in thirds for my trinomial. Okay, now it does matter what you put where in this particular problem. I have to put my binomial on the side, and then I have to put my trinomial on the top. Okay, the reason is because you have to put them on the appropriate sized side. Okay, now I have 6 multiplications to do. So take your time, starting with the x. X times 2x squared is 2x to the third. Let's not forget, when I'm multiplying, I have to add those exponents. X times negative 5x is going to be negative 5x squared. Okay, because I have to add those exponents. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. Now I'm on to the bottom. Okay, on to the 2. 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x. And finally, 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. So I have all that done. Now, what you should notice is that I actually have 2 sets of like terms. Okay? So I have more to combine when I do this. But biggest exponent is 2x to the third, so I have 2x to the third. My x squareds get added up. 4 plus negative 5x is negative 1x squared. Sorry, 4x squared plus negative 5x squared, is negative 1x squared. Then I have negative 10x plus negative 8x. Same signs add, keep the sign. So it's negative 18x. And then drop it like it's hot. And this would be our final answer. Okay, so it just takes a little bit longer. You got to make the appropriate size box. Okay, just so that we hear this, in any of these problems that we've done, it is just the distributive property. Okay, all we really are doing is taking this x and multiplying it, distributing it to all 3 parts of the second part, the trinomial, and then I'm taking my 2 and I'm distributing it to all 3 parts of that trinomial. Okay, and then I'm combining like terms. The box is a helpful organizer. Okay, because it's a little bit more obvious and we make sure that we do all the correct multiplications. Okay,